Hello, we are doing some solo skirmish, solo skirmish, maybe, if I can get my equipment to work. We're just checking some sound. Alrighty, well, looks like this one's not working, so let's try. It shows that everything is working, no drop frames. Ah, scared me. Let's see. Ding, 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 ding. I'm Spencer77. Let's see if it is working now. All right, so we're going to start with a quote while we wait for my system to work. All right, so yay, I can hear myself. Awesome sauce. Okay, so you're saying this looks like one mess. What in the world are you doing? Well, I'm playing solo skirmish right here. We see this guy right here? Solo skirmish. That's what we're doing today. The Cult of Molgoraz. Um, check out first couple videos. Go into a lot of detail on how this works. This is meant to be played on your own. So there's a PDF for this, and there's obviously the Fancy Grounds conversion. Fancy Grounds conversion does a lot of the work for you. Um, this particular version of solo play, this style requires a lot of tables and things, and Fancy Ground makes it so easy. So check it out on DM's Guild, my other logo that's on here. Check it out. Check it out. It's done by Rob Tui's team. Paul Bimler is the one who wrote it. Matt Marmus is the one who uh, transferred it over. Mark Gaffney is his real name. He's the one who put it into Fancy Grounds for all of us to enjoy and play. And I am playing a Hippo Warrior, also called a Hippodon is the name of the actual race, from Whimsical Heroes. Dun, dun, dun. Robin Nix is the author. She's an awesome person. Also available on dun, 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 DM's Guild. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So check it out. Lots of cool races in here. Everything from the two that are on the cover, but also I have personally used a skunk man, a raccoon. I have a player who's a raccoon person. I'm using a hippo warrior, and there's tons of them, all different types of dog creatures, lots of different type of tabaxi. And there's bear creatures, so lots of cool stuff. Deer and elk, zebra, horsey. So check them out. Very well balanced. Definitely worth the couple bucks it costs for throw it at Robin Nix because it's worth it. It's a lot of fun. Besides my Fione, who is my Hippodon warrior, I'm also playing Torador. Torador is a ranger, and he's a halfling, so he's a little guy, and I'm using the Slinger build, also available on DM's Guild. So check it out. It's all about that sling is what it's called. It's a ranger build. It also has different feats, magic items, regular mundane items, one of which is he uses, which is a staff sling. So it's a staff with the sling built on top of it, and he uses that sling to get better momentum, do more damage, get better range. That's just one of several different mundane items that are in there. So, and then last but and definitely least is our sidekick that we picked up. Her name is Ricklin, and we went over last time. We had a big debate over the gender of Ricklin, and Ren, she definitely is she. So our sidekick, halfling, running around with us. Before I get into all the details, just want to do a quick shout out to Atomic Hero Squad. He plays in the morning. Check him out. He is awesome. great way to start your day every morning. Lots of fun. Um, he was doing a little bit of Asphalt 9 today, and then moved over into Gems of War, one of my personal favorites. I play it on my phone. He does everything on this. Well, not everything, but he does lots of different games on his Switch. He switched over to Bomberman, which is the newest PvP type game. Not newest, but again, it's a new one that he just started last week, Friday, I believe, is when he started that. So anyway, he does a lot of different things. Dauntless, and so check him out. Lots of fun. Great way to start your morning. He's 8 to take that back, 8:30 to 11-ish on Eastern time. Real time, he's 5:30 in the morning till 9-ish. So check him out. Definitely worth your time. I think you will not regret it. All right, so our heroes are level 3. They have spent the last 9 sessions working their way through ruins, through forests, through deserts. They came through a town of creatures like goblins and half-orcs and orcs and hobgoblins, and they are now find themselves um, in a what was the name of the city? I don't remember the name of the city. Here it is, Mars Ember. Mars Ember, in the northern shore of the Lake of Dragons. They're looking for the sorceress Shardaz, and they had searched through. They had investigated and talked to several people in an inn called the Cloven Shield. When that didn't really give them a whole lot of information, so they then searched the town square, talking to different people. Finally, got some information from a halfling wizard who offered to join their crew. We said, move along there, little one. We already have a little one. We don't need two. And so he left. But using the information, we now arrive at Shardaz's tower. And it says, ahem, ahem. Shardaz's tower is a ramshackle, run-down structure. How could anyone live in such a place? If what you've heard is true, this is where the sorceress Shardaz lives. Still, opening the creaking door, you are not prepared for what you find inside. The place is an absolute mess, and you hear bizarre noises coming from the upper floor, as of wild animals, or worse. Is Shardaz being held hostage in her own tower? So what we would normally do is then roll on a bunch of different tables. But as I mentioned multiple times, Fantasy Grounds does it for me, so all I have to do is go click, generate, boom, and then it does it all for me. I close down the one that says generate. This is the one that actually has popped up for me. So what happens is, if per my quick reference sheet over here, first is the location phase. So take a quick step back. Each location has each chapter has different locations. So right now we are in location 3. You have to use up your quest points to advance to the next location. So we are in the Cloven Shield, the inn. It costs us 2 quest points to advance to number 2, which is the town square. We spent 3 quest points to advance. So I did not mark those off. So poof, we are making them. So the way I do is I put the tokens out here, and then I just right click on it, up here to visibility, to set always invisible. So that way they're still there. I don't have to go find them again. It just means you can't see them. Click, click, boom. We have no quest point right now. Our threat tracker right here is number 3. So we are now in our third location. Each location, you do different things. So the first thing you do is the location phase. You roll twice on the current location table for each character, not sidekicks. So I have two characters. They each roll twice. Fantasy Grounds does that for me. So here it is. Boom. Character 1, roll 1. Location, Abandoned Wizard's Tower. Okay, so apparently we're doing something different. So let's check it out. So we go back to our main story, and it says, if you are in the Abandoned Wizard's Tower location, spawn 2 imps and do battle. If you have the code word Horde, spawn 1. Let's see, we have the code word Pursued. It's set trackers 4. It's not. All right, so let me check and make sure I didn't miss something. So let's check our tables real quick. I don't have my tables open. All right, so you go to your location, your options, come down here to a side, a bar, and we click tables. Here we go. Poof, poof. Open up the tables. All right, so this is 2.03, Abandoned Wizard's Tower. Does it have anything in it? It does. All right, so this is just the encounter phase. So let's go to the, here it is, 03.01. All right, so we go down to 3.1. Location, table, Abandoned Wizard's Tower. All right, so it looks like I don't have the most recent updated version. So when I tried to roll it, it broke. All right, everybody calm down. It's all right. It's okay. So here we go. We have to roll twice on this. Once, twice for each character. And this is the encounter phase. We'll get to that in a moment. All right. See, even if it doesn't work the way as intended because I didn't update it like I should, things are still okay because it's all here. It's all here. So first roll, get rid of DM's Guild. Boom. This is Torador. He rolled an 11. Bane. Flying Vase. So let's see what Flying Vase says. Out of nowhere, a large vase comes flying at your head. Make a DC 14 dexterity roll or take 1d6 damage. You look around for whoever might have thrown it, but you see no one. There is mischief afoot here. I thought it threw it at my head, not my foot. But hey, what do I know? Alright, Dex 14 saving throw. Open up Torador by clicking the little dragon. Double click his Dex. He's got a +6. So unless he rolls a 2, he'll make it. 1d6 damage to the face. 6. Awesome. That's my favorite. Alright, so here we go. Wounds. Boom. 6 wounds. Alright, so he's done 22. Next is going to be Fione. Boom. 17. 17 makes me feel fine. Rolling through the canyons of my mind. Alright, sidekick. You gain Sahala. We already have a sidekick. So when that happens, you can then take a look and see which one you think is better. She's an invoker, first level spellcaster. Alright, so once again, I think this is the same person we saw in the market. So as we're coming, We're working our way up the stairs, looking around, trying to search through all this garbage and trash that's everywhere. We hear a noise, and this vase comes flying out, and he ducks, but it smashes him in the face. And he's shaking his head. And a few minutes later, as they continue searching, they hear another noise. He ducks, but there's no vase this time. It's Sahala. And she comes wandering over. Hey man, I know you said you didn't need any help, but I saw what that vase did to your face there, and thought maybe you could use my help, 'cause your Rickland there didn't seem to do anything. Fione says, "Look, we appreciate your help, but we do not need your help right now. Please return back to the tavern before you get hurt." All right, man, I guess, but hey, if you change your mind, I'll be at the tavern. So Sahala goes wandering off again, and Toradors, we keep searching, and you see them darting here and there, tiny devils causing havoc. Takes all your powers of concentration to avoid all the hastily constructed traps they have set up. Buckets on stairs for people to trip up on, rope traps dangle from the roof, bits of broken floor for people to fall through. These little devils have filled the space with perils. It is very perilous. Make a DC 14 investigation or wisdom perception check. All right, so ding, ding, ding. He is looking. Skills. Torador's pretty decent as a ranger-ish. He has +5 to his perception, +1 to his investigation. So we're going to go with the wisdom. So it's a 14 perception. And crushed it. 24 in your face, stupid little imps. All right, so on a success, gain an inspiration. On a fail, all wisdom and intelligence checks made during the rest of this quest are at disadvantage. Wow, that is pretty harsh. But hey, we don't have to worry about it, because we done do it. Ugh, excuse me. And I think they cast a sleep spell on me. Alright, last is Fione. Second roll. Boom. 19. No, 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 not 19. Chaos in the lab. Alright, so we slowly work our way up these stairs, dodging the imps, dodging the vases, kicking Sahala in the teeth, making him run away. And now we come into an area that looks like a magical laboratory of some sort. And there, atop a table, you see a gaggle of giggling imps, busily mixing all sorts of potions into a cauldron. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. And even as you watch, there's a huge explosion, and 2 of the imps go flying. But yet, the others continue combining their devilish concoctions, unperturbed. You need to get out of here quick before the whole place goes up. Or do you? Who knows? Any number of effects could result from this tomfoolery. You can choose to leave this arcane laboratory now, ending your turn. Or you can stay in the room and take a chance rolling on the following table. If you decide to roll, you must apply the result. You cannot make a test roll. The results apply only to the character who rolled this result. All right. So we can roll on the table and then end your location roll there. Or we can leave. Well, hey, this is Dungeons and Dragons. We're here to have fun. This is the solo skirmish. So we're going to have Vione roll on the table. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see if it works. Here we go. Ready, 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 ready. Roll. 1. This mixture creates a magical explosion, and you take 3d10 damage, and all the imps are destroyed. So, this huge explosion goes through, rocks through the room, things go flying, including Fione as she gets knocked back. 3d10. 1, 2, 3. Come on, be good to me. 6, 8, and a 10 is not good. As a matter of fact, it's rather bad. And I take 24 points of damage. Sadly, I don't get a save or nothing. I just get 24 points of damage to the face hole. Alright, so, bam. Our encounter phase is done. So, that is our location phase. So for the encounter phase, that one is down here. Boink. All right, drum roll. Here we go. 11. 3 dretch. No reward. Boo. I don't like the reward. Okay. So it says if a random counter is triggered, which it was, find the battle map for the current location and spawn the required enemies. All right. So dretch are gross, disgusting little blobs of fiendish grossness. So those of you who have seen the original Ghostbusters, the little green guy eating everything is sort of what a dretch looks like. Actually, nope, I take that back. I was wrong. First mistake I've ever made. So the dretch are actually the dog-looking freaks, which we fought back in our first chapter. So let's go to the map. Let's go to the map. Let's go to the map. Abandoned Wizard Tower. Boof, here it is. All right. And we have 3. So let's see. We're in the circle. And let's see. We're going to go with just 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5-er. So we're going to roll /DIE space 3D5 to see where they are. Starting 1, 2. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right in the middle. See what section they're in, and then we'll roll to determine where they are in those sections. Enter. So our results were 1 and a 5-er and a 4. So 1 is up here, 5 is in the middle, and 4 is over here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 3 is 24, plus another 12. That's 36-ish to be up in this area. Starting from here, going 1 through 36. We're going to go /DIE space 1D36. Enter 28. All right, so that's 8, 18, 28 right there at the end. Boink. What? Are you kidding me? So the grid looks like it is incorrect. So let's go ahead and go to our unlock. Go to the grid. Go to the grid. It is 50 by 50. Let's see if we can turn it on. Yep. So it's set to be too small. So we're going to go to 100. We had this issue with our last map as well. Click. There we go. 100. So we go back to play. We go back to close. We go back to click on where it says placement, and it'll get rid of it. And now we place him again. We'll zoom out a little bit back where we were. And he goes right here. Boop. Our second one had rolled a 5, so he's in the middle. And that's 1, 2, 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, and an 8 times 8, 64. So we do DIE 1D 64. Boof. 56. All right, so 8 times 6 is 48. 49, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go, 56. Boom. And the last one had rolled a 4, so he's over here. So it looks like since this is all circular, it's the same one as the first one. So we're going to go up 2 to... oh man, okay, so that was 36, I believe. D36. Fiver. So that makes it really simple. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 right next to the steps. Bink. All right, so it would make sense that we were coming up from the steps. So, first of all, what you do is I drag the pin here over to here to link it. Bink, so it's linked. Close it, which gets rid of them. Click on the link, which I just dragged over there, and it opens it back up. And then we can place it. So click it by placing add to encounter to combat tracker. Boink, add encounter to combat tracker. Boom. Now they're there. We'll then expose them. Oof. And then we're going to roll individual initiative. Roll individual initiative. And what I'm doing is I'm right clicking and moving over here to 3 o'clock on the dial. And now we have all of our initiatives. All right, so as Fione is about ready to go up the steps, Tordor says, wait, here's a thing. He does a little sneaky sneak and sees the dretch. So he's going to shoot the dretch from below. He's going to have a -5 to hit. Click -5, open up Torador. Go to his Acciones. We're going to make this a little bit bigger. So those of you at home can see it a little clearer. There we go. Oh, and then we're going to do everything and turn it all on. Well, we're not going to actually do it yet because our people aren't on the map. Once they get on the map, we'll turn the lights off so you can see what it looks like with all the awesome lighting and stuff. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I am going to do it. Boom. Close. Boom. All right. So, as you can see, we have 3 torches. We have this glowy magic fountain in the middle, which is letting off a blue light. And the critters wandering around. We're going to say this is 5 feet lower than the rest of the room. All right, so we go to actions. Boom. We move this back over still yet. Come on. A little bit more. Boom. Oh, one thing I forgot to say is as you can see, some of these floors are pretty ragged. So when moving, we have to roll on a d20. On a 1 to 5, the sideboards break under you and the dex 15. On a fail, you can either choose to fall through or attacks against you have advantage. And you can shove an enemy off the mezzanine for 2d6. Okay, I take that back. So this is much lower. 20 feet lower to be exact. All right, so let's zoom back in to where we were. So there's a stairway right here. And that is where Torador is shooting from at a -5. He does have advantage though because it is a surprise round. This thing is not expecting him. It's just sort of walking by. Doof, doof. And speaking of this thing, let's give you guys a view of this lovely creature, our friend, the fiend, known as the Dretch. There he is. Da da da. Such a lovely creature. And Torador is now finally ready to hit it with his sling. Wham! He hits it, doing some damage. Face only a mother would love. See, I don't know. I was thinking about that myself. Not even sure the mom would love that face. But hey, who am I to judge? Dretches be dretches, right? Am I right? Am I right? All right. So this is number 3. It is now his turn. So he has no idea what's going on. Walked by. His intelligence is 5. So the average person walking the earth today has about a 5 intelligence. I mean, has a 10 intelligence. So they are half as smart as the average person. So despite all of the different jokes and locations and things going through my head, I'm just going to move on and say the Dretch is going to move away from the hole because that's the only thing he sees is this hole, and all of a sudden he just got bit by something, hit him in the back of his leg, and he's upset. So he's going to move away. And his movement, we're going to move him over here. His movement is 20 feet, so he's going to move away. Down to here. Yike, 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 yike. While he's doing that, let's take a look and see what else he has going on with him. Multi-attack of a bite and the claws. He can do a fetid cloud once a day. So he spews this grossness around him. I'm going to say there's a, even though he doesn't understand, he might just instinctively spew this cloud around him when he gets hit all of a sudden. I'm going to say there is a 30% chance. So between 1 and 30, 41. So he did not spew the cloud. All right, so Mr. Dretch Boy, he has dark vision, so he can see just fine. Now you'll notice, by the way, real quick, with the new Fantasy Grounds lighting, the way it's set up, the torch is all in color, where the statue shows is blue. It sort of bleeds over a little bit because the light coming from the statue is blue. Now dark vision, for those of you who didn't know, you see in black and white. So sort of like the night vision goggles in real life that are all shades of green. Dark vision in Dungeons and Dragons is black and white. So if you look here, the torchlight shines to here, and then it's dark until you get into the next torch. So but he can still see because he's close, but it's all in black and white. Eh, eh, pretty cool, pretty cool. And then over here, he can't see anything because it's dark. And the edge of his dark vision is right there. See? He can see, he can't see. He can see, he can't see. So, pretty cool. Fantasy grounds. Kicking butt. Doing lighting. It's awesome. Alright, so back to our Dretch boy. He moved. He is done. He is going to ready an action. And if any creatures get, if any any enemies of his get within biting or slashing range, then he's going to actually going to do one thing. So he's going to bite anything that gets close enough to him to bite. How far we've come from pen and paper. Atomic, you are absolutely right. I'm looking for the ready action. What? There's no ready action? Boo. I don't like it. All right. So I'll just have to remember. And that's fine. Yeah, so I even use Fantasy Grounds. Even before all this fancy stuff, I was using Fantasy Grounds in real life. Um, I've done it a couple different ways. I've done it where I just have it on my computer and everybody else is doing their stuff, and everything I do for the monsters is just automatic right here in front of me. I've also done it where we have a big screen TV and my computer, so they're on the big screen TV, seeing what the players see, moving their characters around, doing their stuff up there, and then I'm doing it on my laptop. We're all sitting around the table having fun. So I still use Fantasy Grounds even in real life because it makes life so much simpler, so much easier. All right. So speaking of simpler and easier, Dretch number 7. Like that smooth transition there, huh? 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 He's the guy down below. He has no clue what's going on, so we're just going to skip him. Fione. All right. So Fione is hurt. She saw him hit this thing. She may or may not, or Fione may or may not be aware of what it is that he hit, but Fione needs a heal. So first thing Fione's going to do is lay on hands. Open this up. 15 points going to yourself. Boof. Brings him down to 9 wounds. Much better. Click off lay on hands. You can't use it anymore. So he's going to now move into the room a little bit to see what's going on. He's going to come up the stairs. So we'll say 5, 10. He will then step out over to here. 15. See this critter up here growling, slathering and drooling, being all dretchy like. See the drool? See the drool. So he's gonna be nope and move over to here. 15, 20, 25. See the edge of the pit. See another one down here, and we're like, whoa, he's 20 feet down. That's pretty messed up. So he's gonna stay here. 20, okay, 15, 20, 25, and he's actually just going to move back 30 to here once he sees a little bit more about what's going on. He already used his spell to cure himself, so he is finished. Ricklin is going to move up into the room, so she is behind everybody, so it's going to be 5 feet to get where Torador is, 10 feet to get where Fione was, 15 feet to get to the edge, 20 feet to get to 15 feet to get here, 20 feet to get there. So, first of all, Fione is a halfling. Senses, passive perception, so it does not have dark vision. All right, so he moves 20 feet here, and then he's going to slide back 5 feet. Not use his action, he's going to use his short bow to shoot this thing. Boink. 1 on the dice. Awesome. Okay, so let's change the color of the dice, because things aren't, we hit the first time, we missed 1, so we're going to use the dropper, and we're going to go to Fione's face for some little gray action. There we go. Click. There we go. And this time we're going to change the T to make it black and gray. All right, so he missed. He's like trying not to fall into the hole, trying not to push Fione, trying to stay away from the stretch. He's just really distracted, so his shot goes wide. The arrow bounces off the wall and continues around this round room. Ting, 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 scrapes. All right, so this stretch, though, it heard it yelp. It can see this too, so it's going to move over. It's got a move of 20, So it's going to run 40. 5 all the way up to 35 and 40 and get a little closer. The dredge. All right. So there he is. Boom. Runs up. Now back to Torador. All right. So Torador is a ghost-wise halfling as well. And I don't believe he has. I think anybody can see. Nope. Nobody can see. All right. So Fion would have a torch going up through these places. So we'll go ahead and go to open this up. Locked. Lighting. Click. Slide. Slippity slide. Token light. Click. So they're token light and token vision. None of my tokens have token vision because they don't have dark vision. But they do have a light. So if I own, click, make sure this is the one I have selected. And we're going to go to preset of a torch. Poof. Add light. Boom. So now Fion has a torch. And if you notice, the light extends through the darkness. See, and over here, it extends dim light out to here. So simple as that. She has, Fion has a torch, him. All right, so back to Torador. Torador runs up the stairs. So again, he was behind Fion. So it's 5 to get into 5 times Fion's space, 10 to get here. He has a speed of 25, 15, 20. Sees this other one running up from the back. And I was like, whoa, I don't want to be close to that guy either. So he's going to stay where he is, right there. Boom. Sort of between these two bookcases. And he is going to shoot this guy with his sling. He now no longer has a -5. So that is good. Whoopoosh. And that is a hit. All right, so he moves up, already loading his sling, moving it around as he steps up into stairs. Does a quick check of the room, sees the two of them, lets loose, and it slams into its shoulder as it's drooling, and is now its turn. Well, nobody came up close to him for him to bite, which, how rude. Here he was waiting for someone to come close, and now it's just a waste of his time. So he's frustrated. He's a small fiend, by the way. So he's going to run up. These guys are small. Ooh, okay. So let's go. Let's make them small. I didn't realize they were small. He's small. He's small. He's small. Fion is not. Fion's a big boy. All right. So small. Okay. So this little dog. So he's going to run up. These guys are all equidistant to him. So I'm going to say 4, 8, 12. And you're like, hey, Sven, all you have to do is figure out 3 people. Why are you using a 12-sider? Because I want to, and I'm the DM. I can do what I want. I just like the 12-sider because it doesn't get a lot of love. It doesn't get used very much. So I use the 12-sider more often when I have a choice of a random die. So that means our sidekick and secretly our 2 heroes are saying, "Whew, I'm glad it's not me." As this thing runs up and just goes to town. This thing has 2 attacks, One with his bite. One with his claws. Boom, boom, boom. Why does he have disadvantage? Oh, he's dead. Ah, that's so funny. Okay, so sorry guys, I'm getting a little sloppy. I could blame it on the fact that I'm tired, but I just made a mistake. First mistake I've ever made. So he killed it. Dretch 3 damage exceeds hit points by 3. So bye bye, he's dead. So forget everything that happened. However, the one down below is like, hey man, what's happening, man? I want to be up there. What's that? There's a big giant hippo thing up there. What is that? She's down there like barking. Trying to make a noise, trying to get it to come down and play with him. He wants to be played with too. He just wants some love. See that face? See that face? That's just a face that wants some loving. Alright, so Fione, he's got a couple javelins. He looks down. He sees this one coming. And he does a little bit of mental math. So if he runs, he can do an attack as part of that running thing because he is a hippodon and he has a hippodon charge. So the hippodon charge moves 20 feet in a straight line and ends within 5 feet of the creature. And is knocked prone. Sadly, it doesn't push. But what he's going to do then is he's going to move 5, 10, 15. So he needs to be 20 feet away. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so he's going to move up to here, 25. He still has 5 feet of movement. Plus, if he moves again, it's another 25. I mean, another 30. So there's plenty of movement. He's going to move up to here and then charge. But before we do that, we have to roll a 1d20, which we forgot to do last turn, but that's okay. I had these lights on. I had lights over here. What happened to my lights? What happened to my lights? Oh, I know. I bet you I know what happened. I bet you it's locked off as a... Yep, line of sight is blocked for them. Okay, so we'll just turn off the player version for a second. Boom, and it says on 1 to 5, the boards break underneath. So let's roll our 20. 5. Wow. Okay. So Fione, dex save, or he can fall through. If he falls through, he'll then be on the level with this guy. So I'm half tempted to do that, but he's already hurt. So I'm just going to have him do his dex save. It says on a fail, the dex save of 15 on a fail, your turn ends, and the next attack has you against it has advantage. All right, so we're going to go back to our playing, close this off again, go back to Fione. Boom. Come on, dex save of 5. I'm going to use my inspiration because I don't want to fall right now. Okay, 9, I get to roll again because I used my inspiration. 10. All right, so he stopped as the cracks in the floor beneath him give way. I mean, if it was going to happen to anybody, it makes sense it would happen to the hippo guy. But that stinks. He is stuck. He has grant advantage effects plus I'm just going to try it and see if it'll work. Grant advantage attack. All right, so that should work. Our sidekick, he's fine where he is. He's going to shoot the crap out of this Drek. Lock it down, Becky. Hey, happy birthday again, Miss Luna. I hope I enjoyed hanging out with you guys, doing little Mad Libs. If you ever notice that Lock It Down, Becky is trying to type and talk at the same time. There we go. Is on stream. Check her out. It's a lot of fun. It's actually a family. There's 3 of them, and usually one of them is playing a game. Old school, do a lot of old school games like Space Quest and King's Quest, stuff like that. Lots of fun. They interact really well with their streamers, which to me is really important. And there are lots great people to have around. They also do a lot of Jackbox games and stuff, but apparently it's in the same times that I do my games, so I never see them do that. But if that's up your alley, check them out. It's a lot of fun. They're awesome. Anyway, and it is so there's the mom, the dad, and the daughter, and it is the mom's birthday today. So they were doing some hijinks and some Mad Libs and hanging out. It was a lot of fun. So again, happy birthday. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it a lot. And so I am in the middle of doing this dungeon. We're fighting these lovely little critters here. Wow, 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 wow. They're small little dog-like demons. And we have our hippo warrior, Fione. We have our little halfling guy. He's a slinger, using a sling. He's a ranger. And we have our sidekick. She is a little helper, halfling also. So the 3 of them searching this wizard's tower. We're getting close to the end of this chapter, so we're in the middle of a fight, and that's what's happening right now. Looks fun. It is fun. This is D&D, just as you would expect, but this is made to be solo. It's a let me show you. Nope, it's here somewhere. Honest, man. I'm telling you, here it is. So it's solo skirmish. There are several different ways to play Dungeons and Dragons on your own. The Dungeon Master's Guide has this whole section on randomly generating stuff. It's tons and tons of tables. I've used that to play on my own before, but there are also several different ones on the DM's Guild. So if it's something you're curious about, check it out. There are some that are much more like the Choose Your Own Adventure books, where you come to a passageway to the left and the right. If you go right, go to this page. If you go left, go to this page. This solo skirmish Cult of Molgoraz goes from level 1 all the way up through level 5. 5 different chapters. There's a lot more tables involved. There's a lot more to it. Not as much role play, but there's more nitty gritty involved. But Fantasy Grounds makes it really simple. It does all the rolling for you. So this is number 10 in the series. That just happens to be the number of times I've streamed this solo adventure. So if something you're curious about, check it out. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. Our little helper was in the middle of shooting this one in the face hole. So let's see how she does. She hits with a 8 on the dice, a total of 13 to hit. Time to eat. Well, hey, enjoy your birthday meal. I hope it's the best ever. And I will see you guys later on in the week. Let me shoot you a quote before we leave. Boom. There you go. All right. So she hits this dretch, pulls back on the arrow, and it goes flying over and slams into this thing in the side. And let's see how much damage it does. Boom. Okay, let's not see how much damage it does. Let's try again. There we go. 2. So a total of 5 damage. Boom, the thing hits, rocks back a little bit. Slavering and drooling. And it's now its turn. It's going to run up and attack Fion. Boom, boom, boom. Bite, claws. This little whirling Tasmanian devil thing of grossness as it tries to bite him. Throws up his shield, but is not fast enough because he has advantage. Because he's stuck in a hole. Because the floor rotted out from underneath him. So as Fion is trying to pull his foot out, he turns, but doesn't turn in time, and his thing just comes and latches right onto his thigh with a critical hit. So let's see this sucker as he bites into it and bites down for a total of 10 damage. And then its claws reach up and he tries to rake it at this hippo warrior. All right, I'll get there. There we go. Boom. 13 on the dice is not enough, so he's, even though he's got his mouth wrapped around his ankle, his dug into his thigh, he's able to use his shield and bash him away as the claws go scraping against his armor and his shield. Blood dripping down his leg as Torador then now turns, sees his friend in trouble, uses his staff sling as the bullet goes flying out, whoosh, and a 1 on the dice. He misses. So the staff sling breaks for a second. He quickly rewraps it as the bolt doesn't even go close to hitting the monster. Dretch down below is like, hey man, what's up, man? Hey, you gonna come down here and then play with me too? So Fion now is no longer is granting advantage, so we can take this away. Couldn't get to do his special move. So I have a couple choices. I could push him. I was trying to push him down, but instead he has his flail. There's 3 chains with these knobby metal ends, and he's just gonna get them moving and start slamming down on this little creature, dog critter. Dretch is what they're called. He's going to use his flail. 15 on the dice is a total of 19. That is enough to hit this thing as the 3 things sink into it. And it topples over. And sort of slowly starts to dissipate as these embers come smoke. As this thing returns back to the abyss from whence it came. I was standing there, blood coming down his leg, and he's looking around as he's trying to figure out what's happening. Sidekick is still here, so he can move up, step up 1 space. Not going to bother rolling for the floor this time because it's 1 square. Nobody's going to be attacking him anyway. So he starts shooting down, boom, boom. Just for fun, we're going to go ahead and play this out real quick. It's not going to take very long for them to sit there and just plink at this thing. I say as he misses. Torador is also going to move up, so he's going to roll 1. He is going to roll because he moved a total of 20 feet. So let's do our 20-sider. 1 through 5. He falls through a hole in the floor. Nope. He's light. As he runs across the floor, swings away with his staff sling, whipping over his head. The bullet flies through the air, punk, sinks into the dredge down below. It's the first time he's been hit. Doesn't know what's happening here. Doesn't even see the sling bullet. It goes so fast. All of a sudden, he gets hit in his back, and it moves. So it's I'm gonna say he has an 80% chance to realize these two creatures he sees up there are what's hurting him. But he didn't see the arrow never hit him, and the sling bullet was so fast that he just saw these things up here, and all of a sudden, boom, he gets hit in the back. So we're gonna roll and see if he notices. Anything above an 80 is he does not notice. All right, so he does notice. So he's gonna move back around. Yoink, yoink. He's gonna get behind this statue and try to hide. Sink down. They are small creatures. Fion's gonna move again. He's gonna try to move up to here. Rolling the dice. Here we go. Here we go. 10. I'm gonna make him roll twice because he's so heavy. 19. Nope. He now knows what to look for, so he's careful as he moves. He's gonna throw a javelin. 13 on the dice is a 17. That is definitely going to hit, as this thing is crouching down and trying to look up over the lip at the two little creatures it saw. Doesn't even see the big hippo man come up, and until this javelin slams into its backside, and it spins around, and the sidekick's going to have a -2 to hit. Actually, it's shooting through the statue and behind the lip, so it's going to have a -5. Nope. Toots on the die is not going to cut it. Not going to cut it. But Torador's going to move over to here so we can get a clearer shot. So that means roll on a 20-sider, friends. 9er. Nope. He's good to go. So he only has a -2, as he's going to also shoot out with a sling. Bam. 10 is a 14 total. This is a bullet sinks into this creature. Doesn't know where to look now. It's being attacked from both sides. And it doesn't matter because it's gone. So just like that, quick and easy, three of them are dead. So that was our second location phase. That was our encounter phase. Sadly, we do not get any kind of reward from this. So we're just going to minimize this. By the way, right click and then go up to about 2 o'clock where it says minimize. Boom. There we go. So we still have our map hidden here. All right, so we are now so what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to all right, so if you're in the abandoned wizard's tower, so what we did, by the way, we did the encounter phase, now we do the hero phase. All right, so if desired, perform any healing actions at the end of this phase, the encounter phase where we just were. All right, so Torador's hurt a little bit. Fion still hurt a lot. So Fion is going to use a healing potion. I have them coded already. I'm still going to save his spells right now. We're going to go to the potion of healing, drop it on himself. Probably going to do 2 because that 9 is a good roll. I'm going to try it one more time. Potion of healing. Boom. So Fion's going to use one of his, and Torador's going to give him one of his. So Potion of Healings, I have 3, so we're just going to delete this one. It leaves him with 2. And now we're going to go to Torador's and make sure we get rid of his. In his inventory, Potion of Healing, he only has 2, so he now has 1. All right. So they're feeling better as they chug some potions, put the empty vials back in their pouches, and then now we get to the hero phase. 2 actions each. I mentioned last time I played. I did not realize it was each until last time. So once per quest, we can get a long rest. We already did our thing for this chapter, so we can't do another long rest. We can take a short rest. We really can't do anything else here because it says while at this location you cannot buy and sell supplies, recruit, scry, or worship. So we can search. So 2 actions in any order from the following list. So we can search, and that is pretty much it. All right, so each one can do 1 action. I mean, I can do 2, but I can only, so I'm just having both search. So if we go down to all right, where did I have my here's a quick reference sheet. And we'll go to, so I had it somewhere else. Hero phase, poof, right here. All right, so search is, all right, any character can make a search. A single character can make a wisdom or intelligence, so perception or investigation, 13 plus current level, okay? So Torador will go first. He will do perception. It is 16. 23 is enough. Fion, perception and investigation, 0, 1. So we're going to try the +1. See if he rolls high enough. He does. He gets a 20. Excellent. So 23 and 20, they both are able to go on the results table. Torador, Fion. Nothing found by either one. Okay, so hero phase is done. Now we go to our last threat phase. You advance the threat tracker by 1 and read the associated events. So we move our spider over to 4. Hold down control so it's not locked in place. So now we are on 4. And it says, if you are in the Abandoned Wizard's Tower, we are. We spawn 2 imps and do battle. If you have the code word horde, which we do not, we have the code word pursued. Then we do other stuff. If the threat tracker was already on 4, it wasn't. Okay, so here are 2 imps. We throw them into the combat tracker. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to my assets, tokens, imp, boom. Lots and lots of imps to choose from. These are Imperial, that's a shrimp. Blood imp. I like this guy, so I'm going to use him as my imp token. Boof. Unlock. Boof. Put it back. He's already on the combat tracker, so we'll throw him there too. And then we throw this over here. Boom. Close it. 2 imps and do battle. Alright, so the imps use their invisibility whenever they're able. The imp can fly across the central gap. Alright, so we're going to go back to our map. We're already set, so all of a sudden these 2 imps pop up. Like that Foley work there. Oh, yeah. Alright, so let's see where they are. We'll do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Since we don't really know where they came from. Slash DIE space 1D5. Actually, we're going to do 2D5, do it all both at the same time. 2D5, a 3 and a 2. So 1, 2, 3, and 2. Okay, good. So imp 1 will be over here. Imp 4 will be over here. So this is, they're both, I think it was 36 slash DIE space 2D36 enter. All right, 14 and 32. All right, so this is 8, 9er, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Almost exactly where I had put him. Boom. We're going to put him there for now. And then this guy did a 32. So this is 35. 1, 2, 3. So he's actually poof right next to our little friend. All right, so we already have our initiative all set. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-roll everybody's initiative because it's a new fight. Let's change things up a bit. Roll all initiatives. Boof. Top of the round, 4. All right, so round 1. Let's see what these imps have up their sleeves, shall we? Tiny little guys. So, these are tiny. They're not small. They're tiny. Boink. Okay. Flying little impies. And just in case you want a little fuel for your imagination. What? I don't have an imp picture? How can I not have an imp picture? All right, so we go back to our assets. Go to images and go to imp. Wait for it to load all my imperial things and my shrimps. Here we go. Imp. This guy's not flying, so I'm going to go with the traditional imp. There he is. See? He's the cutest thing. So these are tough little buggers, unless you can hit them. As long as you don't hit them, they can poison you, they zip around, they turn invisible. They're a pain in the butt. But if you can hit them, then that's good. All right, so so he's going to try to bite. Try to sting. Him can turn invisible until it attacks or until its concentration ends. Okay. So he's attacking. He'll have advantage, and that will turn him invisible. All right, so you can see through his dark vision, you can see all through these darkened squares and stuff. His dark vision 120 feet, so you can see the entire room just fine. He has no issues. All right, attacking him with his stinger. Advantage. He rolls 15 on both dice. That is going to hit. All right, so what? He didn't have Hunter's Mark on him. Okay, I guess I did. Anyway, he hits. Now we're going to roll to see if he saves versus Constitutional 11. Come on. 5 is not going to do it. He got a 7, so he takes a crap ton of poison damage. Well, bam. And that takes him out. Torador is now down 28 points and he drops. So let's see what his Awakened Spirit thing does. Let's see. Inventory. Notes. Once per rest, you can use your reaction to gain advantage on a saving throw that you're being forced to make. Alright, so I'm going to use my saving throw and then that makes it disappear. Alright, so that makes the effects of the Awakened Spirit. So his wisdom score will go down by 1. Delete all this. And I was saying shift. So calm your jets, people. And we go here, open up the effects, delete this. And now let's see if he can save. Come on, Awakened Spirit, save his butt. He rolled 1 better than he did last time and he still failed, so he is out. Okay, well, isn't that a bummer? Just looking to see if he has anything besides potion healing. Okay. Alright, well, good news is this imp is now visible. So if I cannot see him because he's invisible, we'll go to imp 1 and we're going to go open him up. Alright, not going to worry about it. Go to the effects. Takes just a moment because I have so many effects in here. 200 and what did he say? 18? I think at last count. So it takes a minute. So let's see. Invisible. Alright, so he sees him drop. Let's take a look at our spells, shall we? So I have Bless, Command, Cure Wounds, Shield of Faith. Alright, so I have nothing that can cure poison or help, but Bless will help. So I need to get within 30 feet of him. We're going to charge 25, 20, 30. Alright, so here is the floor going to be nice to him. Come on. 20. Nice. I'm going to say he doesn't have to roll next turn if he moves. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Excellent. So we go up here to target friendly units. Boom. He's got all 3 of us targeted. Oh, she's not targeted. So, because she's not friendly. Boom. Now he is. And now I'm going to use Bless. Hashtag blessed. Clear all targets. Use up a spell point. And Torador goes. The nice thing is, I will send a saving throw and have declared that it worked. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you, Mr. Rhino, joining in, saying hello. All right, so because of Bless, he rolled a 9, which was a fail. But, and it's a big but, because it's a Hippodon, his 1 on his Foresighter for Bless put him up to a 10, which is a save. So he did not fail his saving throw for death. So our little guy is still down, but he's not dying. He's still unconscious, and we'll still have to roll every turn. All right, so now our expert goes. He's going to shoot this little imp, hopefully kill it in one shot. Drum roll, folks. 8 plus 1 plus 5, 14 is a hit. Boom, boom, boom. So the arrow comes flying. He sees his friend drop. Arrow goes flying at this little creature as it starts to turn invisible. Whoosh, hits it right and goes through the wing, and he does an awe-inspiring 4 points of damage. All right, so it's wounded now as it sort of flops and spins a little bit as it travels through the air, rights itself. Now it's got a big hole in its wing. And everybody say hi to Mr. Rhino. Appreciate you being here. Let's do a little quote. A little Starfinder quote from Logan. All right, so that was our sidekick. So now the other imp that nobody even knows is there. He can fly 40 feet. 5. So let's move him up. So he's flying over here. He's up. He's here. He's in no rush. He sees this little guy, the girl, goes to go fly at her, but all of a sudden she shoots an arrow at his friend. He's like, whoa, whoa. Don't know if I want to get into that yet. So he's just going to wait. He's just going to chill, watch and see what happens. And when they're least expecting, he's going to zoom in and hit them. All right, so this guy is turning invisible. He's like, nope, bye, bye. So he's turning it on himself. Boom, there it is. So he disappears. Boink. We'll turn this guy invisible too. Boink. Okay. And he is also going to fly over. Over to here. He's going to make a stealth roll with it. Let's see, deception, stealth. He's making a stealth roll. Rolled a 19. All right, so he's flapping through the air. His wings. As he's flying around, Fione is going to check and see if he can hear it. It goes invisible. He stops. He's got his flail swinging next to him quietly, and he's going to do a perception check and see if he can hear these. He doesn't know there's more than one, but he's going to see if he can hear at least the one he heard, saw. So here we go. He's going to have to roll really well. He did. He got a 21. He cannot get any higher. So he hears this thing, so he takes a 5-foot step over and swings at this thing. He still has disadvantage, but at least he has a chance. So you're saying I have a chance. No. It's so you're saying there's a chance. I don't remember what movie that's from, but it's from a movie somewhere. Here we go. Whoosh, as he swings at this thing. Ooh, good rolls. Oh yeah, that was enough. So he's got these 3 chains with these big metal globs at the end with spikes, and he goes swinging it next to him as he walks up, and then he hears the the rustle of the wings as it flies, and he turns and steps and whoosh, and slams into him, into this little critter, doing hopefully enough to kill it. Another 1. Both of them rolled 1 on their damage dice. All right, so we are not happy, folks. We're going to switch our dice color. It's hard enough fighting these things that are invisible, and rolling 1 on the dice all the time isn't working. Boom. I'm going to change them to white. There we go. All right, so we're trying it with Torador's colors, but at least he hits. And this little lizard imp goes flapping back, flapping through the air as one of the little spiked balls slams into it. But he is still alive. Ah, one of the reasons is they are resisting. Because I don't have any magic weapons, so or silvered weapons, so that's one of the reasons he's still alive. That's the only reason he's still alive, because he would be dead by now if they weren't resisting taking half damage. So 11 on this dice, so he rolled a 10 and now an 11, barely holding on. All right, so the sidekick's gonna run up. Since he sees Fion attacking this thing, he's gonna dig out and give the Torador's healing potion to Torador. How's that again? He runs up. See the little feet. Shoves a healing potion in his mouth hole. Pounding headache as these poisonous gets driven out of his body, as the poison gets driven out of his body from this stinger, as it oozes out as the healing potion courses through his body. Blinks, blink, 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 blink. He is prone, but he's now alive and well. Let's go to his inventory. Okay, put that healing potion to 0. Boink. I'm gonna leave it there because I'm sure he's gonna buy more. And the psychic has a cunning action, so he's going to move his cunning action to move over to here. And we're gonna roll to see if his movement, it does not. He does not fall through the. So every time they move, because these floors are so rickety, they have a chance of falling through the cracks. So far, he hasn't. The big hippo guy has, but the other one hasn't. All right, so this guy is now going to pounce. So he moves up. He's no longer invisible after he attacks with his stinger against the paladin. Oof, and that is a huge hit. 19 on the dice. Go to his effects, and you get rid of invisible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, Could have just turned it off, but whatever. All right, so he hits. Now, first of all, we do damage. He saves on his concentration to keep the spell. Now, poison courses through his veins. All right, so Fione, come on, Fione. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Yes! 25, he does not take the damage from the poison. That is a huge thing right there. So we have the other guy, he's hurt. He is also now going to sting. The hippo guy, also a hit. He's now no longer invisible. So I'll just, over here, you can go to active, where it says on, click it, and then now skip and off. So he is now no longer invisible and doesn't even show up on the combat tracker unless you open it up, the effects. Click the little eyeball to make him seen. So now they're both visible. Does his damage. Does he maintain concentration? He does. Awesome. So now he saves against the poison as yes. All right. So these two imps come flying up. Fione hears the one, steps forward, hits it, and it lashes out with its tail stinger and slams into the arm that was holding the flail as it starts to swell a little bit, and then but it's just not it's enough to do a little bit of damage, but the poison is dripping down his gauntlet as didn't quite wasn't able to inject it into his system. But now, it is his turn. And he's not liking life. Let's see what this does. You can use your channel divinity to exude a terrifying presence. Each creature that can see you would become frightened. I don't want them turning invisible and running away. I just want to kill them. So he's just gonna attack. So he's down 16 hit points. He's doing okay. So he's just gonna go after the one he's been hitting. Actually, no, he's gonna spin around. I have a plan. He's gonna spin around and hit the one that came up right behind him. Whoosh. Critical. All right, he's going to now spend a spell slot to do Smite. Divine Smite, right there, baby. So he rolls it to himself. Click. Take away 1 point, and now he's going to do all the dice. Watch this, folks. Here we go. Critical Smite. Boom. Look at all those dice. Dun, dun, dun. He only takes 22 damage, but that is enough, my friends. He only has 12 to begin with. 22 is enough to kill it. So, as he suddenly spins around, he taps into his Torm as his deity, and he says, Torm, slay this. And the whole thing glows as slam all three of the flail ends connect, and then this radiant light comes out, and this thing just withers and slams and fades into these quick embers and wisps of black smoke as it dissipates and is returned to the abyss that it came from. All right, and Torador. And because, actually, no, it was partially resisted, yep. But still exceeded his hit points by 26. Yeah, so he did 38 damage to him because only the flail points were not resisted. Everything else was radiant damage when he did his smite. So way overkill, but that was awesome. Torador then shoots. Gonna stand up, move 10 feet. We'll roll to see if he rolls a 1 to a 5. He falls through the floor and has to stop. 18, plenty. So now he's going to shoot this guy with his sling. Okay, so he is a halfling, so he gets to re-roll his 1. And it becomes, so he gets about ready to step, and the floor cracks, it creaks, he slips, the bullet goes flying, and the imp that was getting ready to go make an attack moves back and actually goes right into the path of the bullet. Critical hit against this critter for 10 damage, even though it only took 5. That was enough to kill it. Boom, they are dead. And again, as it falls to the ground, it slams into the wall. It's starting to dissipate into embers and smoke as it dissipates and goes away. All right, so we are successful. Our heroes have defeated the imps. Let's pull them up and let's see. So we have our slinger and our hippo boy. We'll close this now. All right, so victory. Dun, dun, dun. The imp can fly. Okay. If you defeat the fiends, proceed to victory. So because we're a paladin, even though we were really hurt, Torador went down. We defeated everybody. All right, so victory. If you're in the abandoned wizard's tower and have defeated the imp, read the crest reward below. Crest reward: advance your character to level 4 and read entry 12. Bum, bum, bum. You find the mage in a cupboard where she has locked herself away. It takes almost an hour to convince her that you are not an illusion crafted by a fiend. Finally, she emerges, looking around fearfully. It's all right. They're all destroyed. We saw to that. Fion tries to reassure her. She realizes that you're not some devilish trick, but rather her savior. She's overcome with gratitude. Wink. Which is quickly followed by shame. I was under duress. These orcs, they made me show them the black summoning ritual. I don't even know it myself. I had to research it from a tome that I keep under lock and key. They threatened to hurt my parents. You feel a pang of pity for the foolish mage, but your thoughts are on more important matters. Who else knows this? Are there any more of Kron's soldiers who know these rituals? How to summon fiends? I think there may be. Once I introduced it to them, they seemed to learn much, and quickly. They're in touch with the cult of Molgoraz. The cult of what, you ask? Molgoraz. Somehow, through these rituals, they have become allied with the followers of a powerful demon. This is beyond my knowledge now. I simply showed them a few incantations. What happened after that? It's all your fault. You opened the door for them and they went through. Quickly now, tell me where to find this cult. Uh, uh they're everywhere. Throughout all Cormir and beyond. Um, there must be someone who knows something, though. Someone in Marsember. A fellow mage, perhaps? Hmm. The only people I can think that might know something are the Zentirum. Your blood runs cold at the mention of the name, but in your heart, you know she speaks the truth. The Black Hand are cognizant of all goings on, both benign and malevolent. There is little that passes in the realm that they don't know of. Do they have a local presence? Of course. A plain building in the southwest part of the city. Very well. I will take you with me, but I don't know that I can trust you. And with those words, you turn to leave. You must not go there. They will surely kill you. You pull free. What choice do we have? You started this mess, and now we must finish it. Well, before you go, let me give you this magic item. So we get to roll once on the awesome items table, adding a +2 to the roll. And then we proceed to the next quest in Unwise Alliance. Alright, so let's see the awesome items table. Dun, 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 +2. 1d20 +2, okay? So it says roll once. That's it. I don't like it. Alright, here we go. Let me see. Let's see. Alright. Circlet of blasting. While you wear this circlet, you can use an action to cast Scorching Ray with it once a day. Okay, well, gives us 3 blasties with fire. I think the range is 120 feet. So pew pew pew. Get to cast some spells. It's a headband made of a gold stylized sun symbol with a large cut stone at the center. All right, well. The Hippo warrior doesn't have any kind of long range stuff besides his javelin, so we're gonna give it to Fion. Let drop it on in there. Boop. All right, so that is gonna do it for tonight. Thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna level them up to level 4, and then when I start number 11, then we will go over the details of what they picked up at level 4, and we will go from there. They might get feats. They'll probably just do their uh, ability score increases. I typically then tend to do those over feats, usually, not always, but sometimes. And so we are then in a search for the Nephirim within the city, and that is where we will pick up. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Lock it down, Becky, Mr. Rhino, and of course, the awesome Atomic Hero Squad. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Make sure you hit that little button, bell thing, because that's the only way to know when I'm going to do the next one, because these are random. Who knows? Probably going to be tomorrow, honestly, but we'll see. But whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.